A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Switzerland. We are live from Veysonnaz, the beautiful hill in the Four Valleys here in Switzerland, for the next leg of the World Paralpine Skiing World Cup. We are fresh from a magnificent World Championships in Veysonnaz and Kranjska Gora, and now it's time for those athletes to continue their fantastic skiing on leg number 2 officially of the World Cup. We've already had Zagreb. Let's take a little look at what happened on the slopes in Croatia as we advance on to leg number 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, with everything that's been happening lately, with my dad's passing, I mean, it feels very awesome to be back on this great note, and yeah, I'm really proud, very happy.
Ja, es ist schon eine Herausforderung, so jung zu sein, weil mit 15...
So it's a bit of a challenge being the youngest. You don't see too many other 15-year-olds racing, so there's a bit of pressure, but when you're in the finish, you end up being pretty happy.
Well, here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost time to go here in Veysonnaz. Now, before we do, though, a reminder of our social media. Get in touch with us. Hashtag Paralpine, and we are at Paralpine on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter as well. Log on there for some more exclusive content and exclusive interviews as well. It's Super G time then. 2 medals to give away today. We start with the gold medals earlier on in the morning. It's time to go. So we hand you over to our commentator, Alan March.
Good morning indeed. Welcome to Veysonnaz. Welcome to Switzerland. Welcome to the World Cup. We're back with the action. We've unfortunately had a couple of cancellations in this World Cup in the early stages. Hopefully from here on in, it's all plain sailing. As Stephen was saying, hashtag Paralpine. If you want to get in touch with us, send us a message using that hashtag on all the social media channels. It's at Paralpine. All the exclusive content outside of the live stream available by using at Paralpine on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. We look down from Veysonnaz on the more recognizable name of Sion. You see the football stadium right outside of our hotel window. But right up on the mountains, we're here ready for action on day number 1. It is around about -4 outside. The weather predictions for a little lower down the mountain during this week get as high as 10 degrees. The man-made snow very much in action here on the slopes. It hasn't snowed in the last 3 or 4 days, and you can see the beautiful sunshine. The weather brilliant for the holidaymakers. It's not so cool out there, but the snow having to be added to as we go along. The course length of this Super G first run is 2,500 metres. 2 competitions here today. Super G1, Super G2, both finals in their own right. Both will include men and women. Both will include all 3 of the disciplines across both sexes. So VI, standing and sitting. You get 1 go at this in the Super G. Make it count. Today, you get 2 competitions to have a go at and earn yourself some more World Cup points. The starters up there getting ready. Just 2 VI athletes going in the women's vision impaired category. Both of them are now world champions as well, having picked off the Super G and the Super Combined. The 4 runners making their way down the course to make sure everything is correct. Some of the athletes just chilling out at the side up near the cafe and restaurants here at the top of the gondola station. Hard work over the last couple of days. It's a venue where holidaymakers are ripe. There's lots of them, and it takes a lot of planning to close off the circuit on such a wide open mountain. So it's a lot of work being done to get this event up and running. There's the tent where people can sit, get themselves a drink and pretty much watch the action. Just to the left of that shot is where the fence runs parallel. You see, shot to the course. It's a steep pole drop for the Super G. And we'll start off with 2 ladies who picked off a World Championship title on the very last day. With their very last run, they trailed Menna Fitzpatrick after the Super G edition of the Super Combined. The first run a little slow, but they made up for it in the slalom on the second run. Menna and Jen just had a few difficulties. No such problems for Melissa and Bobby. Mel and Bob doesn't quite run as well as Men and Jen, does it? But there they are. There's a birthday in the camp as well, Bobby Kelly. We said this morning when we saw her at breakfast that she looked significantly older here this morning, and that was because she turned 25. Well, oh, to be 25 again, it has to be said. Well, onlookers, course helpers, officials, volunteers, they've all done their bit. Now it's the turn of the athletes. Self-proclaimed legend Bobby Kelly, and now a world champion for the first time of asking, along with Melissa Perrine, who's done it all before. Now with this new guide, it seems the strength is back, the speed is back, and these 2 certainly get on very well together. They fit right into the Australian team ethos and character. If you were watching the World Championships, you'd have heard Mitch Gawley say it's a little bit like the Jamaican bobsleigh team. They sometimes feel like they don't belong here, but everyone's welcome. Certainly from an IPC perspective, sport is inclusive. Your impairment, your nationality does not matter. These 2 have the chance to set the first time of the day and give us a chance to take a look at the course. Both these athletes are classified as B2, so they're in the middle of the vision spectrum when it comes to classification. Bobby giving those instructions via the Bluetooth microphone in her helmet into the ears of Melissa Perrine, and across the line they go. 1:21.73, the only way to see if that is a good time. is for the second person to make it down. That second person is also a world champion, is also a Paralympic champion as well. Bronze in the last Paralympic Games. But the winner of the slalom races, they're just inside at the first intermediate. Remember, it's just one run in the Super G. Oh, the second intermediate's been a lot better, 1.38 World Cup points in the offering. And Menna Fitzpatrick chasing down on the 30-year-old Melissa Perrine. 10 years between them in age. How much is going to be there when it comes to time? 1:21 is what she's got to beat. And there she is, 1:20.18. It's victory in the opening Super G race. It's a rush for the athletes. It's victory for Menna Fitzpatrick. Jen Keogh, happy with that on your left. So we take a look at the official standings after their first Super G competition. Fitzpatrick and Perrine, 1:20.18 from 1:21.73. No Henrietta Farkasova here. We wish her all the best in her recovery. An injury picked up during the World Championships. Seems strange to have an event without the Slovakians. Farkasova and Subatova having to watch on. Injuries are part of the game.
Yeah, because you were confident and I knew you were close. Yeah, okay, cool. That was exactly what you needed to do. Or do you want to keep a one?
Can you count down, please, David?
We take a look back at the action from Menna Fitzpatrick just a few moments ago.
I'm joined by our World Cup champions here in Veysonnaz for day number one, morning number one. Menna, Jen, the first thing you said to me, Menna, when you came down is, wow, that's how was that?
Over some of those rollers about 3 or 4 times in there. It's a good job we...
Thank you very much, Alan. Joined by Menna and Jen. Guys, that looked like, well, I know for a fact because you said it as soon as you came down. Whoa, that was a lot of fun. How did you find it?
Oh, it was amazing. There was so much terrain, so many rollers that we actually got air in, so that is pretty cool.
In quite a few places that we weren't expecting it as well, so that was great fun.
It sounds like a world of fun, but as a VI skier, how does that feel for you?
It feels a bit bizarre how the how your skis or the floor just disappears underneath you, but that's only for a split second, and then you're back on the floor, and then you've got to switch the edges back on. It's quite good fun.
Yeah, and it tests our connection, because you have to try and stay as close as possible, and which is really difficult when I'm suddenly dropping away in front of Menna and she can't really see me, so she just has to trust that the line she's on is the right one.
Sounds like a great challenge, and I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it. Best luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Alan, it's back to you.
À l'arrivée, rouge, Andrea, avec un temps de 1:18.23. L'autre rouge, Andrea, arrive.
happy with the line. Has to be happy with the time. 1:14.36. Well in front of Rothfuss's 1:18. Again, you forget she's just 24. Another tremendous run from Boucher. Ami Hondo. Another that enjoyed herself during the World Championships. A surprise medal to some. She was even caught out a little when she looked back at the timing board at the bottom of the run in Stella. Japan's Hondo has a real chance of being in the podium positions when it comes to these World Cup races this week as well. 22-year-old from Tokorozawa. Impairment in the left wrist region hasn't stopped her from enjoying playing rugby sevens at times as well. In towards the line she comes. She's behind Rothfuss as well. We'll get the exact time in just a moment. This is Binja Schmidt, one of the more local skiers here in Switzerland. Binja, no use of ski poles in either hand. And 14:36 out of reach. And, a timing error at the moment means we can't bring you the official times. I can tell you by eyesight that that isn't as quick as Boucher. A little confusion for Binja, but she's certainly happy enough with her performance. Should have had Ursula Marimon, but appears not to be with us. Andrea Rothfuss chatting away to part of the media team, the IPC. The event at the moment being held to fix the timing issue that's suddenly crept in. So apologies for the delay. You can test and test. You leave it overnight and the cold bites into everything, doesn't it? There you go. The very next morning there's a slight issue with timing. There was nothing wrong with the women's VI. That went without a hitch here in the women's standing just after Ali Boucher's run. Maybe she went too quick. Maybe she was too quick for the timing system, who knows. And Ursula will be saying, I want to go, I want to go. It's not the warmest up there, but Malamont with the snood around the neck. Plenty of layers on underneath. It is bright. You can understand them wearing protective goggles. Not a cloud in the sky here this morning here in Veysonnaz. As you can see, lovely, lovely blue sky. Rather tranquil. It won't be tranquil to Maramon, who's chatting away with the officials up there, but she'll be itching to go as opposed to be waiting around. But problems are problems. The 35-year-old will have to wait up there. A right leg amputee involved in a motorcycle accident. The station taking you back down. There's 2 gondolas up the top. You can go back down to the main town of Veysonnaz or out to the right hand side, which is the competition mountain. This is Marie Bochet, the leader by my understanding so far. Again, taking those 5 golds at the World Championships wasn't unexpected, was it? You sort of look at the name Bochet on the start list and think to yourself, who on earth is going to stop her? She is certainly in the form of her life right now. Each interview she talks about worrying that the rest are getting quicker, the rest are getting closer. They're not. She is absolutely flying. Keeping your eye on the start list. Women sitting still to come in the women's section. You can see from the scoreboard at the bottom, Bochet, Rothfuss, Schmidt and Hondo, but those 2 times subject to a review at the bottom, I believe. So we're just testing out the timing system once again, and we're hoping to come back to you as quick as we can. Happy, smiling athletes at the bottom. I'm sure, like the rest of us, they want to know the official results. And this lady at the top will be more anxious than anybody else. She's got herself ready. She's put herself at the start gate and just being held means that she has to wait. Any nerves that were there, I'm sure there aren't many with Maramon at 35-year-old, plenty of experience, 2 Paralympic Games appearances, a couple of 3 World Championships, in fact. Has done many World Cup venues. You see the athletes talking to a lot of the staff in restaurants and shops around these venues, and you realise just how much these guys spend on tour each year. Ursula is going to take a more relaxed and reclined position. As again, they attempt to solve the delay and bring you back the action as soon as we can. taking an opportunity to take a look around the local vicinity. It's a 15 to 17 minute drive to get up to the main car park for the event. From the town centre, Ursula Marimon getting back up again, maybe out of hope than fact. Yeah, shrugging her shoulders, Ursula, we don't know either. So again, we'll bring you the action as soon as we can. At least there are some smiles. Coaches, there's the race director as well. See everybody on their mobile phones. Again, if you want to join us away from the stream, at Paralpine is the hashtag and the details you need to find us on social media. At Paralpine on Twitter, Instagram, and of course Facebook as well. The extra content away from the live stream. Again, apologies for the delay. An issue with the timing system has meant we've had to pause. You can see Australia's Christian Geiger pacing up and down. All the coaches have a time plan. Let's go down to Stephen Jameson at the finish line.
Okay, down at the finish line, we're just waiting for some delays with the timing system, we think, here in Veysonnaz. The sun is out, we're enjoying ourselves, ladies. How did you find the ski? I'm enjoying all three of the top three at the moment, which is nice for us. Guys, how did you find it?
It was very cool. I'm very happy to be in Veysonnaz because I liked the slope. It was very playful, and the sun is here, the snow was perfect, so I think we have a very good days to come.
Andrea, you seem to come down off the mountain and you seem to have a big smile on you. It seemed like a ski that you enjoyed to do.
Yeah, definitely. This course was so much fun today, and yeah, with all the roads, it's a little bit you can play with.
And Binya, down at the end there, how did you find it on the way down? I know we've still not got your official time. I don't think you did it in 4 minutes. I think it's a little bit quicker than that. How did you find it?
It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Perfect. Well, guys, we're so glad to hear you're all enjoying it. We've still got another 5 days here in Veysonnaz. I'm guessing you must be looking forward to the rest of it now.
Yeah, we are very lucky because we have a few races on this slope, and we cross fingers to have a very good condition like today for the others.
Yeah, we certainly do. Guys, great to watch you this morning. Good luck in the afternoon as well. Alan, it's back to you.
Well, you get the sneaky feeling that Stephen will be talking to Maddie Boucher again a little bit later on. Once the winner is confirmed. Just one runner to go still in the women's standing, of course. Ursula Marimon has been left to wait. You see the American teams have planted a flag. With the competition taking place on this particular side of the hill, the gondolas will be a little bit more empty than normal. People being encouraged to use the one in the town centre. Is Hami Hondo coming down? As Stephen was mentioning, the official times for Binya Smith and Hami Hondo haven't come through just yet. So that's what's being worked on, I believe. Of course, it's all about getting yourself World Cup points. See plenty of people enjoying themselves on the hill. Still to come, the women's sitting division. Mamoka Muraoka, Barbara van Bergen, Laurie Stevens, and Elena Forster and Victoria Pendinger. You'd say that Muraoka and Forster are the big favourites to put in the more competitive times. However, Barbara van Bergen was very unlucky not to get herself a World Championship medal. She has summer Paralympic medals in wheelchair basketball, of course. She was very unlucky not to get one here on the snow, having been quickest at the 2 intermediates during the Super G. She crashed out after that, so opportunity lost in that sense. So here at the World Cup, maybe this is the chance for Barbara van Bergen to collect some more valuable World Cup points. This is Binja Smit through her run, tucking herself in as tight as possible. Again, she seemed happy at the bottom when speaking to Stephen. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the coverage of day 1 of the World Cup here in Switzerland. Trying not to keep you hanging around much longer. A delay caused by the timing issue. Current standings in the women's. Look at that for a view. There you go. The patchwork quilt of the world is beyond that drop. It's about an hour away, to be honest. Certainly looks beautiful. So, Marie Bochet looking like being the women's standing champion on 1:14.36. Rothfuss 1:18.23. Binja Smit and Ami Hondo's time at the moment are subject to review from the timing team. They believe, obviously, that those 2 times aren't correct. There is Ami Hondo, who is enjoying the fact that it was 4 minutes with the officials. I think she's saying that she'd have had to have gone pretty much sideways all the way through it to have come down in 4 minutes, which she certainly didn't. And we appreciate that it is frustrating. There is a delay, but you can see here they're working on the equipment at the finish. This was the first lady down in the women's standing, Andrea Rothfuss, German athlete, able to make her way down in a competitive time. And you see the little leaps of faith that they have to do. That's over the tunnel that holiday makers now have to go through.
I think you go down, get the gondola and come back down again.
So we're unfortunately going to have a delay of approximately up to 10 minutes, if not a little bit longer. So apologies for this. We're going to take a moment to have a short break. Competition will resume shortly here in Veysonnaz. Apologies for that delay. We will be back with you as soon as we can. Competition delayed due to a technical error. We're back with you, hopefully, in just a few moments' time. So we are back. Welcome to the coverage of the World Cup here in Veysonnaz. That red line at the bottom of your screen, that's the problem, or it has been at least. We believe it's been fixed, which is great news, isn't it? So a timing issue caused us a delay. It caused Ursula Malamont from Spain more of a delay, and she screams out of the start block. Some pent-up frustration from the Spaniard. Again, apologies for the delay from the IPC and Para-Alpine. Technology is what technology is. And this morning, it was a right royal pain, wasn't it? But there you go. We got the first few athletes done and dusted well. After that, he decided he wanted to take a little siesta. We've hopefully got it all up and running again. So Ursula Marimont will tackle the course that Marie Bochet looks to have set the winning time in the Women's Standing World Cup. Points on offer. This time we've seen Marimont didn't appear in Zagreb. Single leg skier from Spain, Palma de Mallorca, to be more precise, but she is giving a go. Already outside. Does look like the system is back up and running. It's the red line at the bottom, the most important, the one that Marimont goes through, and there we go. I'm sure a huge sigh of relief has just been let out. Not only here in Veysonnaz, but right around the globe of people watching. We are back with the action. We appear to be okay. Slight problem for the outrigger for Ursula. And that completes the women's standing then. Bochet from Rothfuss. Malamont's time is ahead of Schmidt and Hondo, but they're going to be rectified later on today. So we know the top two. The top two are correct. Malamont's time is correct. Once Schmidt and Hondo have had their times corrected, we'll know the exact top three. But neither of those were quicker than Bochet or Rothfuss, from what I imagine. So Bochet and Rothfuss will bring you the details of third by following @Para-Alpine on social media. You can get it that way, or you can go to Paralympic.org, pick out the winter section, go to the live results, and later on they will update themselves as well. So Ursula Marimont is in third position at the moment, but we do expect that to have a change a little bit later. So those ladies will make their way back up. There is a second competition to come. There's more in this first one to come. We're already into the third section of the women's events. Then Momoko Maraoka coming up in the women's sitting. Barbara van Bergen, Laurie Stevens, Annalena Forster and Victoria Pendergast. That's the starting athletes. Muraoka first to go. No delay this time around, so the women's sitting will start with the 21-year-old from Saitama, giant slalom Paralympic champion, Super G bronze, the Paralympics, and the Super G silver in the World Championships just last week. Does often struggle with the flatter sections of the course, but she's a very attacking sit skier. When it comes to the speed, she just somehow seems to lose momentum. 21-year-old took up the sport at the age of 9. Sit skier of the day take on the course. We're expecting to see the speed of people like Euro and Kampscher and Jesper Pedersen later on. The men's event. Very often faster. More erratic as well here. Muraoka coping with a little bump in the line. And, that little leap into the final section, the final drop down as she crosses the line. 124.59 for Momoka Muraoka from Japan, who leads for now with 4 more to come. Berger was talking earlier on about Barbara. Very quick through the intermediates in the Super G during the World Championships. Only to crash out near the end, and very much, I would say, costing herself a medal. From a wheelchair basketball player. Already inside Muraoka's time. 40-year-old from Rotterdam. Into the line. Oh, she's inside. 0.17. Lost an almighty amount of time in the bottom section compared to Muraoka. She was well ahead. Not to be at the end. Laurie Stevens. Arguably the most experienced alongside Annalena Forster. These two are the next to go. 34-year-old from Beverly in Massachusetts. Former para swimmer as well. Got the bronze in this event at the recent World Championships, so she continues to have success. First World Champs back in 2004. It's her 6th World Championships to compete in here in the World Cup. Oh, she's inside as well. 0.35. Stevens guaranteed a top 3 finish here as well now. Forster. No Schaffelhuber here in Veysonnaz. Headed off back to work. Real life has to kick in sometimes. Forster to reckon with in her own right, 23-year-old. Born with her impairments. She was outside. Now, it was at the bottom section that everybody made up time on Muraoka. Can force to do the same. Oh, that's good. Oh, 0.11. This is really close between the 4 of them so far. Tori Pendergast has to feel like she's in the mix here as well. Pendergast will relish getting in the air, will relish tackling the speed and the tight turns of this course when they come. Spirits this morning. She was giving Bobby Kelly some stick on her birthday. Just riding through that corner. She's down at the intermediates, but everybody has been since Muraoka. And is that Pendergast sliding out? It is. Off to the far side. Tori Pendergast gets it all sideways. And the Australian, well, you might have seen the reaction if you can lip read, probably even more so. So it's victory for Forster, from Stevens, from Van Bergen. Oka down in 4th position. Oka getting on the radio. I came 4th, she's saying. Limited knowledge of Japanese, but I'm pretty sure she's chatting with one of the coaches on the radios to discuss the performance. Maybe the line that was chosen needs a little looking at. But for now, that is the standings of the women's sitting after the first competition. So Pendergast, the only DNF. Muraoka has to settle for 4th, but it is Forster to take the top spot. This is Tori Pendergast cutting into her left. Just slides out here, goes through that red gate. You coming back onto your right-hand side. Just doesn't quite get it right. So let's take a look at the men's starters in the VI category. Kevin Burton, Thomas Savard, Miroslav Hadeos, Hyacinth Delaplace, and Marek Kubatska. We start with the American Kevin Burton. 6-year-old, swapping endurance for speed, former biathlon and overall Nordic competitor. Now taking the fast lane, the man from Denver. This is his 3rd guide in the last 18 months. Braden Ashby and Chris Tatsuno with the task before. This is Kurt Grimmelman now. Letter G on his back on the orange bib, leading the way for the VI skiers. The men's event has classifications B1, 2 and 3. Athletes on all 3 ends of the spectrum. Those in B3 have the highest of the visual acuity. B1 lowest in the classification. Kevin Burton's time is only factored to 90.10, so that means that your stopwatch doesn't run the same as this. Each person's impairment is added to a calculation that took, well, generations, a few decades, say, to perfect. And is always under review as well on 16:58 for Kevin Burton. A fist pump with Kurt. Now, chance for us to take in a young man that very nearly gave us a huge shock during the World Championships. Josef Lerner of Austria was another one of those, so we've got a good new bunch of athletes coming through in the men's VI. This is Thomas Savard, who crashed out late in his run during the World Champs to deny himself a medal. Savard is inside Burton's time. There's Delaplace, calm, and down goes Savard. Well, we'll see if he's okay here. He's stayed down. Thomas Savard just having a minute. Seems like he'll be all right. Savard gets up onto his skis. So that's the end of his first competition of the day. Which means that Kevin Burton is still top of the pile in this World Cup. This is Miroslav Hradeos. .45 seconds up Hradeos. He and his guide, long-term Maros Hudik. 4.71 seconds inside Kevin Burton. So Hudik and Hradeos through the line. Bronze, the Super G at the World Champs. Can Hradeos stay there? Bronze in the Paralympics as well, so he knows that place. This is a new one on me. Tyson de la Place has competed at Summer Games. He's switching the summer for winter. It's not unknown. Bronze medalist at World Championships, 400 metres and a relay bronze as well. The T12, which is a vision impaired category over in athletics. 29-year-old is now with guide Maxime Jourdain having a crack at VI skis, only just outside the first intermediate. How good is he? This is a first opportunity for me to take a look. He's through the holiday section, as I'm going to call it, where the gondola stations are. See them in the background. Some of them oblivious to the genius that's happening out on the course. It is advertised quite well around here. 1.7 down, which is a real biggie against somebody with the long-standing ability of Miroslav Hradeos. De la Place working his way through. His new challenge is to take a Paralympic winter medal. Got very close. Semi-finalist during London in 2012. He's not far outside, 1.9, which means he will finish in the top 3 at the first time of asking, and he raises his fist in delight. Now, this man here is the only B1 athlete we have in the start lists this week. Kubacka is as well a world champion in his own right. 30-year-old with his guy Maria Zatovikova. Note the slight difference. Maria carrying a speaker on her back, and Kubacka following the sound as well as the instructions. Can't see Maria at all. This is all about following the sound. Imagine skiing blindfolded. How would you feel? How would you cope? Well, these two are world champions. That's how good they are. Another drop down, and this is where Maria really has to work hard at keeping the speed in check for Marek. And you notice she's constantly making noise. Marek constantly trying to search. Oh, and I think he's gone round that gate. He certainly clattered that one and down. Well, Marek Kubacka's first run is done. I think anybody looking back at the replay will see that he missed the gate altogether, and it is a real battle for Maria to control the speed of a skier who is completely without sight. And he can't overcorrect because Maria was looking forward. He's following the sound, but it was just slightly wider than it needed to be. So it's top 3 of Hradeos, De La Place and Burton. Well done to those 3 World Cup points. Hradeos takes it. Slovakia, France, USA. Is Kabatska going down, but he's missed a gate before that anyway. He gets tangled up in that blue one, but he had missed a blue gate just a fraction of a moment before sliding out as well. So a difficulty in general. Let's take a look at what's still to come. Men's standing in the Super G Race 1. Next up, we'll start with Jourdain Brossin. We do have Arthur Barchet, Theo Rimeux, Thomas Walsh, Marcus Salker, Robin Kusch. It is a very good lineup in the men's standing and the men's sitting. So settle down for the next 20 minutes or so. Half an hour perhaps of high-speed action. Brossin, first to go. 25-year-old. Involved in a motor cycle accident back in 2009. Skis with an amputation. First Paralympic experience last year in Pyeongchang. Getting up high. Brossin desperate to get quicker and quicker in this new venture since that accident. It's a decade ago now. 1:11:43 for Brossin. Hiraku Masawa of Japan. 31-year-old from Matsumoto. Never medalled at Paralympic level. Or just the one, should I say, at World Championship level. A slalom bronze back in 2003. He's inside the opening time of Brossin at the first intermediate check. 47.89 through here. He's still ahead, but that has halved from the first stage. Again, Masawa, another of our athletes who are single leg skiers. .1:11:43 then. Masawa into the final drop towards the red line. 1:11:43 is gone. Losing time in the final section for Hiraku Masawa means that Brossin continues to lead. Next out, Niko Pijancic getting aerial over the bridge. Nice and tight with his line through these gates as well. You don't put one of your skis through the gate, get as tight as you like. Marie Bochet, an expert in that. Oh, Pijancic having to control his landing. He's made up some time in the second intermediate. It really is a quick section through the gondola stations. Pijancic chasing down, nipping inside this blue gate into the final section, getting a lot of air. 1:11:43. Oh, he's just outside as well. Oh, Brossin really has set a good competitive time to start with. Pijancic with the sort of expression that says, what else can I do? Marcus Salker, it'll be interesting to see how well Marcus Salker is. He pulled out of the second half of the Super Combined on the final day of the World Championships. Felt a little injury, so gave it a miss. He picked up a medal in the Super G part of it, so you'll expect to be at the business end again. Golden cap for a man that knows how to win stuff. Two-time Paralympic champion, four-time world champion. And Salker is inside. Very good performance so far. Chasing down on Brossan. Half a second and a bit ahead. 1:11.43 over the jump. This should be the first person to break it. It is 1:09.73. It's good from Marcus Salka. Christoph Schneider up next. Joining him live over the jump through the gondola station. Drop down in this next section. Good speed, 0.4 back. 0.4 of a second for Christoph Bernhard Schneider to try and make up. They get through the air there, and they really have to nail the landing and keep going. 26-year-old. Part in his third World Championships, hasn't made a Paralympic appearance yet. He'll be hoping to do so. 1:09.73. He's outside. Not by too much, though. He does go second. So Austria 1 and 2 at the moment. 3 of them in a row there. Switzerland's Thomas Field. 32-year-old. Who knows this course very well. He knows the mountain at least. Set his sights on taking a gold at the World Championships, Thomas Field. It's 0.02, just 2/100ths of a second at the first intermediate to the good. It's extended that, 0.39 now. Another whose impairment means just the use of the single ski pole. This Super G just trying to gain as much speed through the right line as possible. Didn't get as high as some through that section, and that might have cost him. 0.25. Thomas Field drops behind Salka. He does go into second, and he drops out from top spot, which was available. Waiting for Thomas Walsh to come back into shot. There he is. Walsh, very likeable young American skier. Celebrated his birthday whilst at the World Championships. Didn't get himself a medal in the Super G. Chasing down 1:09.73. They've been pretty close together so far in the men's section. Just 1.7 separating the top 4, 2 seconds separating the top 5. Walsh does get some air, 1:09.73. Oh, he's just outside as well. Punches the air, he's second. It's a good time, he knows that. But with Theo Gemur, Kusch and Balchet to come, it'll be hard to hold on to a top 3 spot, even for Salka. This is Theo Gemur. Bib number 24 belongs to the man that won the Super G part of the Super Combined at the World Champs, and he's inside, 0.35 ahead. Sideways, but seems to cope well. Theo Gemur, 1.66 ahead. This is a devastating run from the Swiss. Can he keep that momentum? There's one big jump to come. Controls it. Great run. Absolutely brilliant. 2.3 seconds. Is there anybody left that can compete with that? What a run that is from Theo Rimmer. Robin Kusch. Can Switzerland get a 1-2? He's ahead. The first section, he's got some good speed. Still just 20. Robin Kusch. He and Theo Rimmer very competitive when it comes to the men's stanchion. He's just a little bit upright through there, isn't he? 0.63 down, just didn't have the speed. But he is in line for a second place finish if he continues like this. Kusch into the very final section, then one more jump. Decides to take the inside line on that one. He's lost on 107.43. He is second, though. He goes inside of Marcus Salcher. And it is a Switzerland 1-2 with Arthur Bauchet to come. Second behind Rimmer and above Salcher at the World Championships. He took the Super Combined. He's inside in the early stages. Again, just admire the line, as close and tight as he can get. Whipping through the gates. 18-year-old who described his World Championships as magic. He needs a little magic now. He's dropped to 8/100ths behind. This bottom section has been good for some, but terrible for others. How will Bauchet handle it? Oh, he's a little offline. Is that going to be too costly? Through the air he comes, tight on that blue gate. Oh, what a finish. What a finish to this Super G World Cup event. 107.43 was there, 107.05, and Bauchet can't believe it either. Manuel Bourdinx. Can France now end with a 1-2? Bourdinx put in some good performances during the World Champs, despite not holding the experience of many of those around him. He was a ski instructor. Before suffering an accident which led to his impairment. You can see a amputation on the right leg. He is behind. Oh, he's just got dragged up in that gate post as well. He was already looking at being 3 odd seconds back. Bourdinx certainly has the speed. It's about perfecting his performance, as you would imagine, from here on in. Through there, he's going to be wide of this blue gate unless he can cut back in. He can. Well, I'll tell you what, it's great to watch from Bourdinx, but he's a little bit more disciplined. Well, he survived, and I think he knows it. And Manuel will be happy to be on his 2 skis at the end, but Bauchet still has the biggest of smiles. Kohei Takahashi. Takahashi still to come. My understanding is that Kohei Takahashi was still to come. Bauchet leads from Rimmer. From Kusch, we will have Takahashi in a few moments, so one more still to come. Good performance from Bourdinx. This is Bourdinx getting caught up in the gate a few moments ago, and from there it was quite hairy for the bearded Bourdinx. He seemed to enjoy it at the bottom, not as much as Bauchet, who needed to take a couple of looks at the scoreboard, didn't he? Just again, they're really destroying that gate, and that's what's led to the delay. Just got a little bit of course maintenance to take us through. You can see the 3 Frenchmen Three Musketeers. And, well, Bordanks and Brossan. The closest to us. And, coaches taking it all in. A destroyed gate for a delay was the last thing anybody wanted after our technical issue at the beginning of the programme, but we've certainly been racing through without any real problems since then. If you needed a lift on your Wednesday, hopefully the action has done just that. Still one more to come in the men's standing. We do have the men's sitting event to come as well. We're going to go down to speak with Stephen Jameson. He's at the finish line.
Yeah, welcome back down to the sunshine here at the finish line. Artur Bauchet, winner of the 3 world titles and now here in Veysonnaz, back on the World Cup scene, and you've got another gold medal. How was this course for you?
Was really beautiful, but it's a technical race, and yeah, it was difficult. I did a lot of mistakes, but I kept my speed, and I arrived down with with speed. So yeah, I'm so happy to be first here.
Well, big congratulations. How much are you looking forward to the rest of the week, just quickly? It looks like great fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Now it's just pleasure. Like I come here, and yeah, it was pleasure, and to be there with the sun, with a good snow, with a good slope. Yeah, it's just so cool.
We can't wait to watch you the rest of the week. Congratulations, Artur. Alan, back to you.
Yes!
Cheer and a wave from Artur Bauchet. He's just happy to be out in the sunshine. He's happy to be out on, well, they're all describing it as perfect at the moment. The gate has been clattered, as you can see, and broken in half, so I'm not sure whether if he attaches that, that'll get accepted, but hopefully we can bring you the action back as soon as possible. The collision between Manuel Bordanks and that gate post, the reason for the delay. You just see the start, 3/4 the way up, slightly to the right. The American flag waving away just to the left of that. That is the first drop down. Of course, the second year of the World Cup circuit being brought to you live. Being able to show you the action all the way down.
La course reprend et repartit. Schmidt-Digna, numéro 6.
See how close that red gate is to the netting at the side, the fences that keep the athletes safe in large parts of the course. They got used during the World Championships. People like Sam Tate racking himself up in the training run. Nice and good, but that's what they're there for. This is Robin Kusch getting across the line. And I was happy with the performance. Now, the right size pole has been returned. The gate has been fixed, and it should mean that we can return to the action fairly swiftly. More people getting themselves the refreshments down in the bar area. Came, they saw. You know the rest. Sun beaming away. That certainly keeping the finish line nice and bright. We're less than 60 seconds away from getting back underway. We've got Kohei Takahashi coming up. Again, just another look at that spectacular view. That's not what they'll be looking at. They'll be looking at straight down, but if you look beyond them, houses in the distance. And there is Takahashi. A bit like Ursula Malamon earlier on. Just being made to wait, but not for too much longer. 18-year-old. Went to his first World Champs last week. His first Paralympic Games before that. An athlete that's set his sights on making it to 2022. There's a functional impairment on his right side due to cerebral palsy. Immediately notice that there's no ski pole in the right hand. He has protective equipment on the right hand and forearm as well. Just clipping that gate with the back side of his ski pole. Don't expect Takahashi's time to affect the current leaderboard. All getting slightly sideways. Hanging on, 4.75 seconds behind. Takahashi's cerebral palsy and classification, meaning that his factored time is 93.74. As he comes towards the line, Takahashi completes his run. So 8.89 seconds the difference, but a good run from Kohei. So there we go, Artabalche from Theo Rimmer, Robin Kusch. Marcus Salka can feel aggrieved. Good early run from him, only to see three more get past him towards the end. Marcus Salka in front of Thomas Walsh. He was delighted with his run. The two Japanese athletes finishing in 12th and 11th respectively for Takahashi and Misawa. Now we've got the men's sitting competition coming up. We'll take a look at the start list for the sitting event in a matter of moments. It includes the likes of Jürgen Kampschur, who's in front of your face right now. Mori, Kanu, Pelli, Maya, Peters, Kirker, Kunz, Pedersen and Langen. That's the start list. Sam Tate and Oscar Antonio Espalagas Suarez is the last on the list. But this is Camp Schur for now. So, making his way down into the big drop. He comes.
Přesně tak, a já tady něco řeším s Radkem a už mě to fakt sere, ty vole. Musím říct, že závodník na trati do píči.
Fastest man on the planet in a sit ski. It's hard to deny that for Jeroen Kampstra. 5 World Championship golds out of 5 attempts. Even he said that he was surprised a little. It's no real surprise, is it? He's such a quick athlete. And he's still just 19 years old. Trains 4 or 5 days a week. Very serious about this sport. And that is 1:12.48. Over to you, the rest. That's a statement from Kampstra right there. Come and get me if you can. Thank you, Mori. He's a man who has seen a lot come and go in the sit ski division. 38 years old now, but former world champion at giant slalom, super combined. Plenty of silver medals at Paralympic Games past. He's been competing since the 2004-2003 season. He's inside Kampstra here. Those mono skis hard to control on landing, and he's dropped time. 0.66 then. Through the line he comes all. It's a second, give or take. Big slide at the finish. Oh, Taiki Mori. Akira Kano is the second of the 2 Japanese athletes we have here in Veysonnaz. Just 8/100ths outside the second intermediate. We've seen the bottom of this course so far today cause some people a delay. Some have really tackled it well. Look at the air. Oh, well, he should be okay here, Akira Kano. That's one of those that's going to look more spectacular than it is. Well, I was just about to say the bottom part of this course can cause some real problems, and he's just got no chance. Unless he absolutely nails that like a top-class gymnast, he's got no chance of staying on that single ski. And it just slides away from underneath him. Murat Peli already out on the course. And my understanding that Pele is going to be yellow flagged here, so Murat Peli he's very frustrated because that means that he will have to go down to the bottom and get back to the top as soon as he can. Peli will be told to get back to the top. He does have a choice, Murat Peli. He can decide not to if he so wishes, but that is his personal choice. So Murat Peli held halfway down and told he has to do it all again due to Akira Kano's crash right at the end. It would have meant that Pele would have already gone. Not a bad way to take your lunch here, is it? Sitting at the side of a competitive competition. You've only come on holiday, you've got a sandwich and top-class athletes. Here he comes, look at this. He knows he's in trouble, he's turned it sideways. Well, even if he'd have landed, he would have had to have swooshed into his right very, very quickly. In the end, he spins away and the ski has been retrieved. So Floris Meyer will be next in a few moments. Mori, Kano complete their run, one good, one not so good. You see all the bibs being returned, they've got to get handed out again pretty soon. We see Akira Kano just dropping into section. The wider to the left you are from the athlete's perspective, the harder it is. It's a little flatter. If they go down the right-hand side near the red gate post there, if you go out left, the speed you've built up and the vertical drop from there is much steeper. Should be Andrew Kirker after Corey Peters, after Floris Meyer next, but Murat Peli will go again. This is Floris Meyer, Dutchman wearing bib number 33. He is scheduled to go next. In fact, that is exactly what we will do. So the Dutchman gets away. Floris Meyer.
Okay.
Now, Meyer put in some big performances so far. Can Meyer make this a 1-2 for the Netherlands once again? It's not far behind Jeroen Kampscheur. Here's the Langen, still to come as well, so it's a trio of Dutchmen that will be hoping for World Cup success. 29-year-old, the oldest of the three. What's his time like through here? 49.93 is the second intermediate split time from Kampscheur. This is good from Meyer. 22/100's the difference, 0.22 is all that separates as he leaves a snow cloud in his wake. To use the strength in his hips and waist and controlling that much nicer. Well, he's outside and it's fourth for Floris Meyer. Well, dropping time at the bottom section. As I mentioned, the bottom half of this course is either your friend or foe. Corey Peters, bit of a lone ranger, does a lot of the course and the circuit on his own. Adam Hall back home, the Paralympic standing gold medal winner, I believe. The newly father, Adam Hall, as well. His baby was on its way during the World Champs. Understanding it arrived since then. Best wishes to Adam Hall and family. Peters, whole second down at the first intermediate. Can he push for a podium place? 1.3 drops just 15/100ths of a second. What a big slide. He's cost himself some pace there. That's where Meyer had a little difficulty as well. Oh, and he's going to miss the final gate as well. And I keep saying it. You go down the left-hand side there, and it's hard work. And Corey Peters misses the final gate. Andrew Kirker really would have expected far more from the World Championships. DNFs all over the place for the Alaskan. Can he correct that now with some decent World Cup form? One of 5 winners of gold medals at the Paralympic Games. The men's sitting was the most open and exciting. The World Championships was completely the opposite. Kampster had his way. Kirker wanting to get back into some sort of form. 0.34 down early on. That bottom section, as we just saw with Corey Peters, and we saw with Floris Meyer, is where you can win and lose it. Kirker doing nicely through the second section though. 0.4 up. He is able to compete with the world's best on his day. Is this an Andrew Kirker day? How does he cope with the bottom section? That one big jump has caused some serious issues. That's where we lost Tori Pendergast earlier. Kirker, 1:12.48. Oh, he's dropped time as well, 0.76. Christoph Kuntz now. Kirker drives himself into second position. Just 0.76. Separating first and second, 0.95. The top 3. .32. The difference. Kuntz. .28. This is good from Kuntz. Again, we saw with Kirker, he was inside during this second intermediate. .28 at the second, translates to just over a second at the bottom, and Kunz goes into third. He'll know, yeah, a little shake of the head there. There's a real opportunity. Jesper Pedersen, by his own admission, will tell you this is a recovery year. Enjoyed being labelled a Paralympic champion at the end of the Paralympic Games, but immediate problems with his heart, of all things, for the youngster at the end of the Games has meant that his preparation for the World Cup and the World Champs were massively hindered. He is inside. He's getting stronger with every race, it would appear, for Jesper Pedersen. Now, the second intermediate is where everybody's been inside Kampschler recently. How much distance can he put between himself and Jeroen in this second section? Pedersen going well. 49.25 was the time that Christoph Kunz went through here. And Pedersen is flying, 1.15 inside Kunz. Now it's about keeping the line, keeping the speed, and getting up to speed with Kampschler's bottom half. The jump at the end is the big one. Here he comes then, the Norwegian. Nice through here, 1:12.48. Oh yes, big. It's big from Jesper. Well, when the smoke clears, that's the winner. Niels de Langen. He and Sam Taylor left. Has Pedersen done enough? Or does Niels de Langen have everything in check to return the Dutch to the top? Murat Pelli still to come after Tate as well, by understanding. His rerun. Oh, de Langen is well down. Well down. Maybe the line for the Dutch not quite right here. Kampschler led. Meyer looked good in the early stages. De Langen some way off at 1.57. 48.10 has gone. De Langen dropping to 3.3 down here then. He would have to have a remarkable bottom section to be anything like top three. Into the finish we come. 3.53.
Holland, 7e temps, 8:15.22. Arriving, De Langen Niels, Netherlands, with the 7th time, 1:50.22.
Taking their eyes from the sun, or maybe the scorched trail from Jesper Pedersen's monoski, eh? Wasn't that quick. So, slight delay here. Murat Pelli has a rerun to do. He will, in the information I have, go before Sam Tate, the Australian wearing bib number 39, has to wait. Murat Pelli will get to the top and go. This is the big moment here of that crash for Akira Kano. It was a great run. He was really looking good time-wise. Kano getting air. We saw Pedersen get some big air as well, but nothing like that as we drop down and speak to Stephen Jameson.
Well, welcome back down to the finish line here with Jesper Pedersen, who's just about got his breath back. Jesper, that was a crazy quick run from yourself. You seemed to spend half the time in the air rather than on the snow. How did you find it?
It was crazy. I jumped a lot, but I managed to ski fast, and that's what counts.
How did you find it going down this last little section? Because there was a lot of gates where you seemed a little bit late, and you had to recover and fight. Was that how it felt?
Yeah, I felt like I was a bit late all the time, really, but I managed to have speed in my skis, and yeah.
And we saw you at the World Championships, sort of returning to your best after last year. This must feel so satisfying to get back on top in the same field.
Yeah, it's really good being back on top, and yeah, looking forward to the next races.
Yeah, lots coming up this week here in Veysonnaz. I bet you're so excited. This slope's beautiful. I know you love skiing here. How excited are you?
I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. I love the slope, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the next races.
Can't wait to watch you. Alan, it's back to you. Thank you, Jesper.
Thank you, Stephen Jameson, chatting with Jesper Pedersen. Everybody taking the sunshine. There's a happy Andrew Kirker getting to the bottom here at the World Champs, something he struggled with massively at the World Championships, this World Cup run, should I say. A trio of Dutch sit skiers, Andrew Kirker there as well. Murat Peli getting going. He was yellow flagged in his first run. Peli suffering a broken arm towards the end of last season before Pyeongchang, and he's gone down here as well. He beats the ground. We'll see if he's okay. Well, Peli shakes the head. He might need a little assistance. Cookie and Geiger gone across to check and see if he's okay. I think Murat's taken a whack to the head. Well, Peli will be angry more than hurt, I would imagine, from that. He's a very proud man. Just gets the toe of the ski stuck in there, and then a little smash on the face. Doesn't help anyone, does it? He stays down there. So Peli trying to get reattached. Christian Geiger doing as much as he can, the Australian there. And the two of them will sit in the sun. I bet that hurts. Yeah, Murat just stretching it out. Sam Tate has to wait. Just a slight alteration to the start time of the second race of the day. We were scheduled to have Super G number 2 at 1 p.m. That is now going to start at 1:15, so we'll be on air just before 1:10 local time. So if you do want to join us for more Super G action, those that made a mistake this morning get a chance to do it again, but better, those that did it well this morning get to strive for excellence. Jesper Pedersen leading the way with just Sam Tate to come. Tate put in some very good performances during the World Championships, and he felt that just the odd mistake here and there potentially cost him the chance of a World Championship medal. I mentioned him earlier on, actually. He spilled off into the safety nets, 3 tiers of them during the training run. He worked his way through all 3 and found himself pretty well wrapped up. Improved greatly during the run, which is obviously the better time to come good. During the practice is what the practice is there for. It's okay, apart from not knowing the bottom half. He said that when he spun out with just a gate to go on the final day, really frustrated him. It would have been his best performance ever at a World Champs tape. He and the Australian team were in great spirits afterwards. I suppose we can't get through a production without saying get well soon to Mitch Gawley. Arm injury suffered by Mitch Gawley. Meaning that he couldn't compete on the final day, but we were able to have Mitch alongside us in the commentary box, which was a delight. So get well soon, Mitch, and wherever you are in the world, we hope you're enjoying watching on. Sam Tate, can he deliver a shock at the end of the men's sitting? He's quite slow through here, and I think caution is the word for Sam Tate so far. This gets quick at periods on this course. Tate 2.4 down. Can he find a little speed through the second as he comes towards the intermediate section? It'll be 48.10 he wants. He's not going to be anywhere near that tape, but it's nice and steady this. Some 4 seconds back, really driving into the bottom half of this course now. That mixture of getting your speed, keeping your speed, but keeping it safe at the same time. I mentioned Tate, no stranger to the outside of a course, but he does have the speed to compete. Over the jump here, he's took the inside line, which is a lot steadier and safer than most, and 5.84 seconds is the difference for Tate. He knows it's slow. He'll look to improve that during the second competition. Okay, so Pedersen takes it from Kampstra, 1:11.69 from 1:12.48. Kampstra went first, held on to the lead for a while. Pedersen was like a rocket through the line. Kirker is back on podium as well. Kunz Moricano after that, one of those times won't stand. Akira Kano definitely didn't finish. Corey Peters didn't either. They were both outside, so I expect those to be resolved a little bit later on in the final standings. That's all for now. We'll be back on air at just before 1:10 local time. Make sure you join us for the second Super G competition of this World Cup. Goodbye.